Hi there, we're going to do some stuff on best buy questions, which is kind of an extension of the unitary method, really. But first of all, got a little task for you. I want you to do a little bit of rounding, because when you're working with money, in the end, you quite often need to round to 2 decimal places. Not always, but sometimes you do. So I thought we'd do a bit of practice of rounding. So pause your video, round these to 2 decimal places, please, and then unpause when you're done. And don't just do them in your head, write them on a piece of paper. Okay, we've done the rounding then, so let's reveal these answers. Right, the first one rounds to 0.16, because the 5 means that this 5 rounds up to 6. 0.48, because the 8 means the 7 needs to round up to the 8. 1, 0. Now, the 7 means the 9 needs to round up and becomes a 10. But of course, we can't put 10 just in one slot, so the 1 goes over to the next column. But we need the 0 because we're rounding to 2 decimal places, so my answer should have 2 decimal places. Okay, the 8 means my 2 needs to round up to a 3. The 7 means my 0 rounds up to a 1. And my 9 means the 8 rounds up to a 9 as well. 0.00, but why? Well, okay, well look. We're rounding to 2 decimal places. Now I check the next number across. Doesn't matter what comes after that. I just check that next number across. It tells me whether my 0 rounds up or whether it stays the same. And in this case, it stays the same. So it stays at 0.00. And I still need both decimal places because we're rounding to 2 decimal places. And then lastly, the 7 means my 0 rounds up to a 1, so 0.41. Okay, bit of a reminder about rounding, but let's move on. So, best buys. Now, supermarkets are full of offers. They are absolutely stuffed to the rafters with offers. You know, half price offers, just general offers, 2 for £1, maybe, you know, multi-buy offers, maybe a percentage off, a fixed price offer, all sorts of different things, okay? Especially multi-pack buys. They like doing these multi-packs. So if you buy 1 can of Diet Coke, it's going to cost quite a bit more than if you say buy 30, or maybe this tray of 24. But the thing is, which is going to be the best value? Now, you can think of value in 2 different ways. And you could think of, firstly, I want to pay as little as possible. So definitely, if you pay as little as possible for the same amount, that obviously shows you which is going to be the best value. Or maybe you could think of it as, I want to get the most I can for my money. So could be per pound. How much Coke would you get in this one compared to how much Coke you get in this one? So on the first one of these, I want to pay as little as possible. We want the cheapest price for the same amount. But on this one, for the same amount of money, I want to get more of the goods, more of the drink, more of the car, more of the toast. I don't know, whatever it is, you need to get more of it. Or fancy hats. I need more fancy hat for my money. And we're going to use unitary method to do this. Okay, which was the last lesson we looked at. Or if it wasn't, maybe go and have a look. Right, what are these? No, they're not mooli. No, they're not horseradishes. They are, in fact, parsnips. Now, this supermarket sells parsnips loose at 19 pence each. But then the same supermarket sells a bag of parsnips at 85 pence for a bag of them. Okay, now in a bag you get 7 parsnips. Now, which is the best buy? Which is the best offer? And I'm going to do this using the unitary method. We're going to find the value of 1 unit. So in this case, I'm going to find out how much 1 parsnip is in both offers. Okay, well, firstly, each loose parsnip in this one, 1 parsnip is the same as 19 pence. I don't need to do any calculating because it's there. 1 parsnip, 19 pence. Now, over here, I've got 7 parsnips and they cost me 85 pence. So I'm going to use unitary method. I'm going to find out how much 1 parsnip is. Now remember, we divide by itself. So I divide by the 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. But of course, what I do to one side of my ratio, I need to do to the other. Otherwise, it just won't be in proportion anymore. So I'm going to take my 85p, divide it by 7 on my calculator, and it gives me a big long old decimal, which is 12.142, etc. pence. Now, I don't really need to round that. All I need to know is it less than this one? And it is, which means the bag of parsnips is better value because you're getting more parsnips. Well, not because you're getting more parsnips. You're paying less for each parsnip. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. Sorry, must be the heat getting to me and the lack of Diet Coke and parsnips. 12.1412. Right, so it's cheaper than 19 pence each. It's the best buy. Now we could also do this with, say, weight. So look at cheese. I'm going to let you into a secret here. I don't really like cheese, but someone does. A supermarket sells cheese on its deli counter, so that's like your cheese and sliced meat counter, for £1.88 per 160 grams. So that's how much you spend for every 160 grams. But another supermarket, rival supermarket, sells cheese on its deli counter for £13.55 per kilo. And you might go, well, that's a lot more money than £1.88. But of course, you're getting a lot more cheese for your money. We need to be able to compare these. And we're going to do it this way by working out how much it is per gram. Right, so I've got supermarket 1 here. Now, supermarket 1 does £1.88. And that gets me 160 grams. What I want to work is, well, how much is it in that case per gram of cheese for 1 gram of cheese? So I'm going to divide it by itself. 160 divided by 160 is 1. This is just unitary method like we did before. So remember, what you do to one side of ratio, you need to do to the other. So I'm going to do £1.88 divided by 160. I'm going to put my answer in pence, because it's actually, oh, that's kind of confusing. Actually, no, I'm going to write them in pounds because we started in pounds. So I'm going to write this next one in pounds. Just totally contradict myself there. 1175. So that's actually just over 1 pence per gram, but 0.01175 pounds per gram. Let's go over to supermarket 2. Now, supermarket 2 has £13.55 per. Well, it's per kilo. Now, I can't write 1 here because I need something that's equivalent. So I'm going to change my kilos into grams. There are 1,000 grams in a kilogram. So for my £13.55, I get 1,000 grams of yucky cheese. So if I want to know how much it is per gram, so for 1 gram, I need to divide it by 1,000. So 13.55 divided by 1,000, it gets basically 3 places smaller, which is, in pounds, because I started in pounds, 0.01355. Well, which of those is smaller? This one, 0.01175. This one is going to be the best value because it costs less per gram. Every gram I buy is slightly cheaper than every gram from that supermarket, which is why this is the best buy. Yeah? So we use unitary method. Layer up a little ratio and then decide which side you're going to compare. You know, in this case, I decide how much per unit, so per gram or per can of Coke or whatever it is. Ketchup. Now I'd like ketchup. Ketchup's all right. In this particular thing, Asda are selling 700 grams for that price. Sainsbury's have got 570 grams for that price. Tesco's are selling that many grams for that price. And Morrison's are selling that many grams for that price. I want you to find out per gram how much each one costs and decide which is the best value. So pause the video, find out per gram, and then unpause when you're done. I've unpaused, so I'm hoping you have. Right, 700 grams. Well, I want 1 gram. I want to find out how much that is. So I need to divide it by the 700. So let's do that to both sides of my ratio. So £1.99 divided by 700 equals, ooh, a very small number. It is, sorry, just pause there to read my calculator, 0.00384, etc. 0.00384 pounds per gram. Let's try the Tesco's one then. So I need to divide it by 324 because I want to find out 1 gram, how much that costs. Let's do that to both sides of my ratio. And let's find out how much it is per gram. £1.20, says pressing the wrong button. Divided by 324 is 0.00370, etc. per pound. Per gram, not per pound. Per gram, we're metric here. Sainsbury's, so divide it by 570. So £1.95 divided by 570 is 1 gram for 0.00342. Okay, which is cheapest so far? 384, 370, 342. So far it's Sainsbury's. Each gram costs less in Sainsbury's, but let's check out what Morrison's have got, because they've got quite a decent offer going on here. So divided by 910. Let's say this now, I'm not affiliated to any supermarket. These deals are indeed entirely fiction. Let's divide that by 910 grams. So each gram is, in a shock last minute result, 0.00273, etc. So, which is the best buy? This one. This is the best buy because per gram we're spending less. 0.00273 is lower than any of these, so for every gram I buy, I have to spend this, which is less than all the others. Get the idea? Okay, let's try some chocolate bar this time. And this time we're going to work in pence. Okay, so I want you to change each one to pence, and I want you to find out how much it is per gram for each one. And off you go. Pause the video, unpause when you're done. Remember, find the answer in pence. Okay, we've unpaused. Let's do this. So we're going to work in pence. So first of all, let's set up a ratio. So 114 grams, and that's 98 pence. What I want to find out per gram, which means I need to divide by 114, which is 0.8. Let's do 3 decimal places here. So 0.859, etc. pence. I'm not going to round it. I'm just going to keep it as it is for now. 0.859, etc. pence. Sainsbury's, 390 grams. I should apologise for the writing on here. Writing on this little tablet's quite hard. Is 350 pence. But obviously I want 1 gram. So I am going to divide by 390. I'm going to do that to both sides of my ratio. And let's see how much it is. 350 divided by 390 is 0.8. I'm not quite, I don't know if you can hear Siri talking at me in the background. She seems a bit confused. 0.897 pence. So this one so far is the cheaper, 0.859 pence. Right, Tesco's 3 bars of Galaxy for £1.20. Now each bar is 42 grams. That means that I've got 42 times by 3, which is 126 grams in my offer. 126 grams of chocolate, and that cost me 120 pence. Okay, let's go. Let's find out how much it is per gram. That's a weird little arrow, isn't it? Divide it by 126. Do that on both sides of my little ratio there. And it is 0.952 grams. Grams? That's not grams. It's pence. So 0.952 pence. Do you know, I'm going to write that a bit neater. That is rubbish, even for me. Let's write that a bit neater. So 0.952. And there's more decimal places than that, but we'll just have the 3 for now. 0.952 pence. So the cheapest so far is still this one at 0.859. Morrison's, 4 lots of 42 grams. Well, we do 4 lots of 42. That is 168, I believe. 168 grams. Okay, so set up a ratio, and that cost me 188 pence. So 1 gram, let's divide it by 168. So 188 divided by 168 is 1.119 pence. That's a really bad offer compared to the others. So the one that is the best buy is Asda, because we're spending less per gram, 0.859 pence. Okay, right. So let's have a little look at trying it another way. Let's do it another way. Let's find out this time how much per pound. So for example, Irn-Bru. I've got £1.80 for 75 millilitres. What I want to do this time is go, how much is it per pound? You know, for every pound I spend, how much do I get? And let's think about this now. To get the best value, I want the highest amount of Irn-Bru for my money. I do like Irn-Bru. Sainsbury's then have got a price and an amount they sell. Oh, sorry. Didn't realise that. Let's change this then. I want to find out how much that is per pound. So what do we do? Well, I'm going to divide by the money this time because I want the money to go down to £1. So I'm going to divide by 1.8 or 1.80. However you want to think of it, it's exactly the same number. So 750 divided by 1.8 equals, and let's do this to the nearest decimal place, 416.7 millilitres. That's how much I get per pound on this one. Now this one we're going to divide by 1.15. So 500 divided by 1.15, because it costs less, but you also get less. So let's find out. For every pound here, I get 434.8 millilitres to one decimal place. So which is my best buy this time? Well, it's this one. Why? Because I get more for my money. For every pound over here, I only get 417 millilitres. Over here, for every pound, I get 435 millilitres to the nearest milliliter. So I get more for my money, right? Okay, I want you to try that with this one. We've got Asda, who've got 2 for £3 on 1 kilo box of cereal. So you get 2 boxes for £3. And over here, we've got Sainsbury's that just do 1 box cereal for a price. I want you to work in grams. I want you to work in pounds. How much do you get per pound? Tesco's is also there as well with the price and a certain amount of cereal. Pause the video, find out per pound, and then unpause when you're done. Okay, we have unpaused. Let's do this. Now, 2 for £3. That means for £3, I actually get 2 kilos. I get 2,000 grams of cereal. Now, as I said, I want to find out how much I get for £1. So we're going to, it's the money that sort of dictates which side, you know, what maths I'm going to do to change it. And of course, whatever I do to one side, I must do to the other. So 2,000 divided by 3 means every pound gets me 666.7 grams to one decimal place. It doesn't really matter how many decimal places you do if it doesn't say in the question. You just need to decide for yourself and be consistent. Do it the same for each one. Right, so I have got £1.20 for 500 grams, so that's divided by 1.2 or 1.20. It's the same thing. 1.2. 500 grams divided by 1.20 or 1.2 is 416.7. Sorry, I didn't even say a proper number then, did I? 416.7 grams. Okay, well, so far, this one's better because I get loads more for my money. Let's try this one then. So £1 over here. Let's divide it. 1.46. No, where are we? Yeah, we're dividing by 1.46. Let's do that to both sides of the ratio. So 750 divided by 1.46 equals 513.7 grams. So which is the best buy? Well, it's going to be this one up here. It's going to be Asda again, isn't it? Because you get more for your money. So what I'm trying to highlight here is you need to think, you know, are you trying to find out how much you get for your money, and obviously which case you want the most, or are you trying to find out how much it is, say, per gram or per can or so on, in which case you want it to be as cheap as possible. Right, you can use whatever method you like for this one. Literally whichever method you like. Find out which is the best buy, pause it, unpause when you're done. Okay, we've unpaused. Let's see now, 1 can, I'm going to do it that method on here. 1 can on here would be 85 pence. And 1 can on the second offer would be 90 pence. So which one's the best value? It's the top one because it's cheaper per can. Right, next question. Pause, unpause when you're done. Okay, unpause then. So let's have a look. So the top one, I'm going to do it again as 1 can equals, but you could always find out how much you get for your money. Either way, you'll still get the same answer. It is per can £1.38 roughly. There's 3 recurring after that, but we'll go for the, shouldn't have the pence there, should just have pounds. £1.38. Then £5.60 divided by the 4 is £1.40 per can. So which one is the best buy? It's the top one again. Okay. Right. Pause the video at this point. These are the last questions I want you to do. When you've written them all down and found your answers, unpause and I'll show you what the answers are. And then you can go and enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, we've unpaused, so here comes the answers. So if you've forgotten to pause, do it now quick before I put them up. Here they come. Right, the first one. How much is it for 1 can? It's 40p. B for 1 can from the second place, it's 35p. So which is the best offer? It is shop B. The second question. 2 cakes have different quantities of sugar. So how much chocolate cake has been eaten? If you eat 1 gram of sugar has been consumed, that means you've eaten 50 grams of cake of this one. How much caramel cake has been eaten if you eat 1 gram of sugar? That means you must have eaten 40 grams of cake. So which cake has the lowest proportion of sugar? It's got to be chocolate cake because you need to eat more cake to get that amount of sugar. Right, so proportionally there must be less sugar in it. That's a tricky question to get your head around. Hopefully you got the right. Right, you get 4 free toys if you win 76 tickets from this place, but you get 7 free toys if you win this many tickets from the second one. Which arcade place do you need less tickets to be able to win a free toy? Well, the first place you need 19 tickets per toy. Second one is 20 tickets per toy. So what you're after there is the first arcade is cheaper. Or as in, sorry, not cheaper. You need less tickets to get 1 toy. How many more tickets do you have to win in the more expensive arcade to win 9 free toys? So 9 free toys for the first one would be 9 lots of 19. So 171 tickets. For the second place, you need 20 tickets per toy. So 20 times 9 is 180. What's the difference? Which is what this one said. How much more, isn't it? You'd need 9 more tickets to get the same amount of toys. All right, well done for those, and I'll see you next time.